In this video, we've got huge confirmed information from developers, a sneak peek at something brewing at Blizzard, and never before seen gameplay footage of Lilith, what appears to be Scosglen, and a never before slain world boss. All of that and more coming now. First up, a new reveal is coming. Blizzard has released a gruesome picture on Twitter saying, "The Butcher has something he'd like to share with you coming May 19th. And in the center of the image, which is very bloody and very much filled with gore, has the words, "The Butcher's Special." Now, I'm guessing this might be some type of cookbook maybe, or butcher-themed product, but seems pretty cool and very excited to see what it might be. Now, guys, if you remember during the Server Slam weekend, the Butcher pretty much butchered everyone. Very, very difficult fight. Felt like many people probably lost it, and if you did manage to take the Butcher down, it probably involved lots of kiting and you were probably a ranged class. I'm wondering if perhaps there's some news on the balancing of the Butcher, which, by the way, he's going to be significantly harder, they said, in the upper world tiers, world tier 3 and 4. So not sure what we're going to hear, but very, very excited because the Butcher is definitely a key part of Diablo 4 considering how difficult he was. Before we get to tip number 2, just wanted to mention that we are doing a giveaway. If you want to win some Diablo 4 merch, check out the link in the description, and let's move on to tip number 2. In other news, a new event called Support a Streamer Twitch program has been leaked. This event coming in the future will include a cosmetic mount if you purchase 2 subscriptions from participating streamers during this event. It says here, during this campaign, selected channels will be able to stream Diablo 4 and their viewers will be rewarded with the exclusive Diablo 4 Primal Instinct mount shown on the screen here for purchasing 2 subscriptions across participating channels. The mount looks all right. I'm not super crazy about all these different horses. I mean, any horse will do for me, but it looks kind of cool, and I think it's a cool way that you can support any streams that you like to watch. And it appears that the Diablo 4 Support a Streamer campaign is going to be from June 5th, 2023 through July 2nd, 2023. So pretty much a full month after Diablo 4 launches. Very, very cool. A chance to get a cool cosmetic item. Now, I know the Diablo 4 community is pretty crazy about cosmetic items. If you've been browsing Reddit, it's actually been interesting. There's this new trend called the ATC, which is the Ashava Trophy Club. Everyone's going crazy saying ATC, ATC, rise up and representing, and everyone's so proud of their Ashava trophy. So maybe we could see something similar with this horse. Who knows? But the ATC is very real and very crazy. It's pretty funny, actually. All right, now moving on to some developer information confirmations. This is actually pretty crazy. We found out from Rod Ferguson that Necromancer Skeletons were incredibly weak in the Server Slam. He said he felt it too. But Diablo 4 developers have confirmed that a hotfix was pushed during the Server Slam on May 13th to make Necromancer summons stronger. So maybe some people didn't play during that day. Certainly it was a needed change because I actually did give it a try, and Skeletons were dying basically immediately to bosses, which made them completely useless. It was absolutely the right path to just sacrifice them for maybe 5% increased critical strike chance. Here we have a tweet from Rod Ferguson saying, "PSA, we're in the process of rolling out a server-side hotfix buff to Necroskellies." So that sounds like mages and the skirmishers. "It will take a while to propagate worldwide, so we appreciate your patience while it's happening." Now, what I noticed is that when I played, even though I do believe it was May 13th, that the hotfix definitely had not rolled out to me. The Necromancer Skeletons could survive, although definitely much squishier, but bosses, nope, they just did not last versus a boss for me. So definitely excited about this buff, and definitely seems like it's much needed, and I think it's very fair. So, you know, they don't do a ton of damage, so they should at least be able to tank and be a good meat shield. Now, that's not the only thing developers have confirmed, however. We also learned that you can refund seasonal blessings to get your smoldering ashes back and choose a different blessing. This is part of the battle pass and season blessing component of the game. Now, if you're not familiar with that, blessings include things like increased XP, increased gold, and so on, and you can get these season blessings by using your smoldering ashes to choose them, and you earn smoldering ashes through progressing through the battle pass. And so it turns out, let's say you choose a seasonal blessing and you're like, oh, I don't actually want increased gold, I'd rather have increased XP. You can actually refund your smoldering ashes to choose a different seasonal blessing at the cost of gold. However, each time you refund your season blessing, it's going to cost more and more gold, so it's not something you want to do too often. Kind of interesting. I think that the battle pass is sort of, you know, something I'm interested to see more about. The word battle pass to me is always repulsive, so, you know, I'm gonna have to give it a try, give it a chance. Maybe it'll be fun, because I do like season journeys in Diablo 3, so hopefully the battle pass has a similar feel to it. And of course, there's no, pay money to win in Diablo 4, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, next up, we also learned that developers have also confirmed some other big news. If you ran into a treasure goblin during the server slam, then you know that the loot was awful, and that is an understatement. I seriously remember slaying one, and it literally dropped nothing, not even exaggeration. And players have said that when it did drop something, it was basically nothing, like a blue and some gold. And the devs have acknowledged this and are adjusting treasure goblin loot to be higher. You can see a tweet here from Wolfen says, "Can you please look into the loot of treasure goblins? I killed 20 plus, that's really lucky, over the server slam without a single legendary drop and only 2 cosmetic drops. Goblins are seriously underwhelming compared to previous titles. Dropping everything to kill one should be rewarding." Absolutely. Once you hear that little hee hee, like you do drop everything you're doing, like get the goblin, and they have definitely more health than the typical mob. And so yes, I definitely agree they should be more rewarding than they currently are, considering they move pretty fast and can get away and have a lot of health. And I totally agree with Wolfen here. And so does Rod Ferguson, who replies, "Yes, we're aware and have already made the fix for launch." So that is super exciting. I definitely think treasure goblins should drop good loot, and because of the loot drop chance of everything else is so low, hunting down treasure goblins are a must anytime you see them, especially after this new hotfix. All right, moving on, we actually learned about a potential new system coming to Diablo 4 called the Rebirth system. That's right, this is kind of interesting. This is going to allow you to keep your same character between seasons, so you don't have to make a new seasonal character and fill up your character list in the login screen. Instead, you just convert your old character to a new level 1 seasonal character and keep your customizations. However, developers have responded to this question about this feature and said there are no plans yet for a Rebirth system, but they will monitor feedback post-launch, which means this is potentially something that could be added to the game. I'd like to know what you guys think about this. Do you care having to make a new character every season, or would you like to keep your character between season? Of course, everything reset other than your sort of customization, your name, etc. But basically, it's as if you made a new character, but instead you don't have to go through that character creation process. I think it could be helpful for players who love to just play the same exact class and everything over and over, which I'm probably going to do the first few seasons, just druid over and over. But, definitely will experiment with other classes too after a few seasons, or perhaps if I can get through the whole season with that one class, I might try another one. But either way, I'm fine with either decision, but I think it could be a nice quality of life improvement to have the Rebirth system. And finally, in other news, we learned that Diablo 4 is looking for a lead dungeon designer for Diablo 4. That's pretty insane considering the game is coming out in just a few weeks. Does that mean that the old lead dungeon designer has left the company? And once they hire someone, the future of Diablo 4 dungeons could be anything. But I'm assuming only good can come from new talent. Fingers crossed for a great future for Diablo 4. You can see here, Zavin Haratunian says, "We are looking for a lead dungeon designer for Diablo 4. This is a rare type of role at Blizzard and a great opportunity. Got questions? DMs are open. Let's chat." So that's very interesting, and I think that we're gonna have to see, and I think we could see some very different dungeons coming in the future as Diablo 4 seasons continue to roll out. And that's all the news I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, click that like button and subscribe for more Diablo 4 content. And if you liked this video, then you might like this video shown on your screen. I'll see you there in just a second.